In the shadow of a queen's throne, another queen's life hung by a thread. Mary, Queen of Scots, a monarch by birth, became a prisoner of state. Her very existence threatened Elizabeth I and the future of England. Born into royalty, Mary Stuart inherited the Scottish crown as an infant. Through her grandmother, she also held a strong claim to the English throne, a lineage that would ultimately seal her tragic fate. After years in France, Mary returned to a Scotland torn by religious strife and political intrigue. Her Catholic faith clashed with the rising Protestant tide, creating immediate tensions and a perilous environment for her rule. Mary's reign in Scotland was a tumultuous saga of shifting alliances and personal tragedies. Scandal and murder surrounded her, eventually leading to her forced abdication and the flight from her own kingdom. In 1568, seeking refuge from her rebellious nobles, Mary crossed the border into England, a desperate plea for help from her cousin, Queen Elizabeth I. This decision marked the beginning of her long captivity. Elizabeth faced an impossible dilemma. Releasing Mary was dangerous, keeping her was provocative. For 19 years, Mary was held captive in various English castles, a constant threat and a magnet for plots. While imprisoned, Mary became the focal point for Catholic hopes and English fears. Numerous plots to depose Elizabeth and place Mary on the throne emerged, fueled by religious fervor and political ambition. The most damning of these conspiracies was the Babington Plot. Led by Anthony Babington, its aim was audacious, to assassinate Elizabeth and orchestrate a Spanish invasion, placing Mary on the English throne. Unknown to the conspirators, Elizabeth's spymaster, Sir Francis Walsingham, had infiltrated the plot. His sophisticated network of spies and codebreakers meticulously gathered evidence, patiently waiting for Mary to implicate herself. The plotters communicated through intricate ciphers, believing their messages secure. These letters, detailing the plan to murder Elizabeth, were Mary's undoing, as her responses confirmed her complicity. Walsingham's agents intercepted the coded letters. They were then carefully deciphered, revealing not only Babington's audacious plan but also Mary's direct approval of the scheme, including the assassination of Elizabeth. The decoded letters provided irrefutable proof. Mary's own words, once secret, now stood as damning evidence of her involvement in the treasonous plot against her cousin, Queen Elizabeth. The stage was set for her trial. The trial of Mary, Queen of Scots, was convened at Fotheringhay Castle, her final prison. This formidable fortress became the somber stage for a legal battle that would determine the fate of a queen and the future of England. A special commission of 42 English peers and judges was assembled to try Mary. Their task was immense, to deliver a verdict on a sovereign queen, accused of treason against another sovereign queen. Mary, though denied legal counsel, vigorously defended herself. She argued she was a sovereign queen, not subject to English law, and denied consenting to Elizabeth's death, blaming Walsingham's manipulation. Despite her eloquent defense, the evidence against Mary was overwhelming. On October 25, 1586, the commission delivered its unanimous verdict: Mary, Queen of Scots, was found guilty of treason and conspiracy. The verdict presented Elizabeth with a terrible choice. Executing a fellow monarch was unprecedented and dangerous, yet allowing Mary to live posed an ongoing threat to her throne and the stability of England. Public opinion in England largely favored Mary's execution. Fear of Catholic plots and Spanish invasion created immense pressure on Elizabeth to sign the death warrant, to eliminate the perceived threat once and for all. After agonizing deliberation, Elizabeth finally signed the death warrant for Mary. A single stroke of her pen sealed the fate of her cousin, a decision that would forever haunt the English queen. The signed warrant was swiftly dispatched to Fotheringhay Castle. Its arrival signaled the end of Mary's long imprisonment and the imminent conclusion to her turbulent life. The final countdown had begun. Upon receiving the news, Mary spent her final night in prayer and preparation. She wrote letters, distributed her last possessions, and prepared herself for martyrdom, displaying remarkable composure and dignity. On February 8, 1587, the Great Hall of Fotheringhay Castle was transformed into a place of execution. Draped in black, it awaited its royal victim, surrounded by witnesses to this unprecedented event. Mary walked to the scaffold with unwavering resolve. Dressed in her finest black attire, she addressed the assembled crowd, proclaiming her innocence and her Catholic faith, a final act of defiance and majesty. With 2 strokes of the axe, the life of Mary, Queen of Scots, was ended. Her execution sent shockwaves across Europe, a brutal climax to decades of political and religious conflict between 2 powerful queens. Mary's execution did not end the dynastic struggles. Instead, it cemented her image as a martyr and paved the way for her son, James VI of Scotland, to eventually unite the crowns of Scotland and England. Her legacy endures.